Happy Wednesday, everybody. Okay, special guest. You guys are going to get really excited, especially after you get off the call and you realize that your brain's about to explode, because every time I talk to this girl, my brain's about to explode. And I'm telling you, you can take like all of her stuff and you can grow your network so well. She's actually like been in this type of industry with branding and networking for a lot longer than me. And she's really, really good at it. But what I love is that like social media platforms and how to like keep everybody like in the loop. Like, how do you even track all your people on all these different platforms? She knows how to do it all. And she's really, really good at explaining this. So whenever I see her do a team training anytime in like Sarah's page, I'm always jumping in there to listen because she's got really, really good stuff. So for all of us who are trying to do things a lot more on social media and not in-person events, don't like take out the in-person events. But however, this is like some nitty gritty stuff that you can do every single day in between those personal events. So this stuff is just as important, if not even more important, because this is how you're going to get people to your events and then the business will grow. So yeah, I'm super excited for you guys to hear from Okay. Hi, Whitney. Thanks for jumping.
Hi.
And I'm going
to thanks for having me. Yeah, I'll take a minute. I'll just introduce myself, everybody. Hi, I'm Whitney Kay. Like Julie said, I have been not only in the industry, I'm a branding and social media specialist. So I've been doing that probably about the same amount of time as network marketing. So around over 10 years, maybe 13. I stopped counting because the more years that I add on, the older I feel. So we're just going to say 10. All right. 10 plus. We'll do 10 plus. But yeah, I have successfully built a nice business from social media, 100% from social media. I got to MMM in 10 months with Monate because I moved from Ohio down to Texas, knew nobody. Okay. I built an entire organization up to MMM leveraging social media and what I know to do on social media. I now specialize in building e-communities. I guarantee you some of you are in some of my Facebook groups, whether it's the MoFam graphics group or the Monate skincare testimonials group. I'm really good at building Facebook communities. Outside of those groups, I've been able to build another 4 groups with over 30,000 members in all of them. I don't know where I get this knack for it. I'm just like really good at doing this. So I'm going to try to do my best to like give you guys as much as I can without overwhelming you. But I just want to just preface this. Number one, Julie's absolutely right. In-person events are the best way to go because you can physically get in person with people. There's something about physically being in the presence with somebody that just makes what seems possible like really like a reality because you're flesh and flesh. However, social media does provide you a reach that in-person events does not provide you, okay? Because you can do things online and go global. Whereas if you're only sticking to in-person events, and that's the only thing you're relying on, you're really limiting who you could potentially connect to because you're not positioning yourself online to the masses. So what I was going to talk about tonight, I'm still covering, but I did, if you are in my Telegram, I do have a Telegram, the MoFam group on Facebook. I also have a Telegram group for that. And there's like 200 and something people in there. So I ask questions in there like, hey, what do you need to know? Because there's so much when it comes to social media that's another thing that I want to preface is that there's so much. Just take your time. When you're on social media, it's a long game thing, okay? It's ever changing. Even a specialist like me, I'm still learning new things every single day because new things are always coming out with technology. So don't ever be stressed about the algorithm or something coming out or not knowing a new feature. It's going to change for everybody. So we're just going to constantly be learning. So just take what you can and implement at your own pace and try the best that you can. But with that being said, I asked questions in that Telegram chat of what people wanted to know. And I responded, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like a week-long course, but I'm going to do my best to like break it down for you guys tonight. Okay, so we're going to talk about first building a network. Then I'm going to talk to you about how to sort the connections that you're making online. Okay, then I'm going to give you tips on how to boost your following and engagement. And then I'm going to give you some tips about hashtags, because I know there's a lot of questions in regards to hashtags. Okay. If you have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. But at the end of this, I am going to allow maybe 10 minutes for Q&A. Okay. Because that'll be directly to you guys, helping you out. Okay. So building your network, something I've been able to do. And I'm going to share my screen at certain parts of this, because I'm going to show you exactly how I do this. Okay, so I am going to really be honing in on Instagram tonight, because I know that's a very popular platform. However, Facebook is where I build my community. So when I meet somebody and they're interested, I put them into a Facebook group and I nurture that relationship by sharing content and value in the group. And from the group, that's where I sell, and then that's where I convert. Okay. So it doesn't matter where you're grabbing your contacts from, whether it's in person. I met a waitress. I asked her if she's on Instagram. She says, yes. I'm like, great. I follow her on Instagram. I get a conversation started in the DMs. Once she's interested in, learning more about what I do, I ask her if she could jump in a Facebook group. Great. She can. Once she's in there, I build and build and build that relationship until it's ready to convert. Okay. So it's a long-term game. Just know that. All right, so building relationships. I search for people. Julie talks about, don't you talk about some type of fishing analogy, hooking or sinking or whatever your analogy is. So I actually fish for people online. And this is so important, you guys. It's not spammy. Businesses are doing this. Like everybody in every industry is doing this. I work with people of all industries, not just network marketing. People in all industries are searching for people to become consumers of their product or become people that work for their company, recruiting. Everybody's doing this. Okay. So if you think it's spammy to search for people, get that out of your head. That's a limiting belief right there, because everybody is doing it. So I will search for people. And the two things that I really search for on Instagram are through geotags and hashtags. Geotags are locations, but they're similar to hashtags. And I'm going to show you how I do this. Okay. So let me share my screen really quick, because if you guys are like me, I'm a visual person and I need to see the things. Oh, Julie, can you give me sharing capabilities? Thanks. Christina, yeah, I was gonna say if somebody wants to post that.
I just made you the host. Does that work out okay?
Oh yeah, I got it.
I'm not smart enough to figure out ins and outs.
Yeah, no, I got it. Okay, cool. So let's say I tested this today. I am going to Tampa, Florida, next month to see my mom. So let's say that, and by the way, I do this. If I'm traveling to a city, I search geotags. This is a geotag, a location, before I go there. So I will search Tampa, Florida, the hashtag. Now what I'm looking for, I could sit here and look for people like these cute girls right here. Oh, they're cute. They know what they're doing on social media. I might check them out. But instead of that, I'm now looking for a physical location. Let me show you an example. So I scroll through, and if I see something that looks like a coffee shop or restaurant, for example, there's no, that looks like a home. Holy crap, that's a huge dish right there. Let me see. I'm scrolling here. Okay, here's a restaurant. I click right there, Revelations Cafe. Do you see where the location is right there? So then I will click on Revelations Cafe. And we get a white screen. No, I'm just kidding. So then I'll scroll through Revelations Cafe. These two girls are really cute. So let me click on here. And they have 114 likes on their photo. Life as Andy. Let me find her. Nadine, she's an entrepreneur. She's got 22.3 thousand followers. She was at Andy's Cafe. So I'm going to follow her. Then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do this live with you guys so you can see what I do. What was her name? Andy? Andine? Nadine? Hey, does anybody know the name of that restaurant again that I just named? Hold on. Shoot, let's go back. I'm going to show you. Revelations. I'm going to show you. Okay. I usually don't say girl, but let me fix the name quick. Was it Revelations Cafe in Tampa? Good spot. Traveling there next month. Looking for fun. Shoot, sorry guys. Places to visit. Boom. Center the message. That was my reach out. Okay. I will spend time doing this because now I'm going to Tampa. I'm not saying, hey, will you check out my product? Hey, check me out. I'm literally asking her if a place that I saw, like I'm searching for a location, she looks cute, she was there, guarantee you, hopefully in the time that I'm doing this call, she'll respond back to me because they usually do. So I spend a lot of time, when I say a lot of time, maybe at least a minimum of an hour to an hour and a half, maybe 2 a day, searching specifically like this. Specificity, if that's a word, isn't that a word? Okay, is key when you are using social media. I can search Monet market partner right now and get hundreds of thousands. Okay, but what if I want to search a Monet market partner in Philadelphia at Jack's Pub? Now I just got very narrowed down and specific. Okay, so take the time to find who exactly you want to look for. Okay, I love looking up coffee shops because if you're an entrepreneur with Monet, like that's where we like to go sit and hang out and pop up our laptop and work, you know. Now what I'll probably do if she responds to me, which she hasn't yet, but when she responds to me, I'll be like, great, I'm planning on going there next week. Like, I don't know if you're open to meeting new people, but I know nobody in the area and I'm going to be there for a couple of days visiting my mom. So if you'd like to grab coffee, let me know. Never fails. Never fails. I always meet up with somebody. I just met up with a girl here in Texas. She's new here. She's an actress from LA. Sweetheart, has multiple thousand people on her Instagram. I'm doing a live on Thursday with Eric Artel. I don't know if you know who he is. He's a TikTok star. He has 4.3 million followers on TikTok. He has over 115 followers on Instagram. I'm doing a live with him on my Instagram this Thursday because of simply targeting people specifically like this and growing my network. Okay, I had a Zoom call with him the other day. I was like, I can't even believe this is happening right now. Like, what is it? What is this? What is going on? Like, eventually I'll get to the point of asking him about Monet, but we're just not there yet. That would be a little forward. Okay, I'll get there. But I'm not name dropping. There's other names that I will drop throughout this call. I'm not name dropping to like, oh, Whitney's impressive. No, I'm trying to just impress upon you the importance of social media and the impact that it can have. Okay, if you use it smartly. That's a word now. Okay. The next thing is friends of friends. So let me share this again. Okay. Let's go back to what's her name? Okay. So I'm just going to assume that she lives there in Tampa or near, or maybe she just traveled there.
Aww. This is one of those sweetheart packages.
I have to mute.
It's all right. Got it. All right. So now what I'll do is I will go in to her followers, okay? And I will shop around for people. I'll find somebody that looks like they know what they're doing on social media, and I will just start clicking on names and I'll start following people and I'll start engaging with people. So you can do geo tags, you can do hashtags, or you can friend to friend to friend to friend to friend hop, to friend to friend to friend, okay? Now, here's the thing, I will say this, because I still get messages from market partners today that say, hey, Whitney, I have this new opportunity. I really would love to see if you would like it. It's natural based hair care. And I play along. I'm like, oh, really? Like, what is it? What does it do? And I go through the whole process with them. And then they tell me they're with Monet. And I'm like, that's amazing. So am I. I have been with the company for 4 years now. And they're like, oh, well, why did you waste my time? And I'm like, because I wanted to show you how much time you're wasting by not really checking out the prospects that you want to prospect on social media. Okay, this is me. I'm going to give it to you straight. And I might say things that people don't want to hear, but I promise you, I mean it with true love and passion for what I do. Okay. So definitely use geotags, hashtags, and do friends to friends hopping. Now let's go to Facebook for a second. Facebook right now, their algorithm is it's just not friendly. Okay. It's very hard to get organic reach. It's very hard to get engagement. If you are getting engagement, it's from a lot of the same people. The best way for you to tap into new markets is groups. Not just Monat groups. Get yourself, y'all. I see some of these Monat groups and I swear people live in them. It's fine. It's great. I am all for education. But if you are not spending time in groups to where you're prospecting, like you're wasting time in your business. You are wasting time. You can learn, but unless you're putting all that knowledge to use, then it's not doing you any good. So get yourself into groups, hobby groups, passion groups, political groups. I mean, it doesn't matter, wherever your interests lie, plug yourself in. Okay. Because then you have commonalities. One thing I always, Ricky, I love you, but I always look at you because this is the topic that comes up is Ricky knits. And I don't know why this always comes up, but she's a knitter. I don't know how to knit for the life of me. I don't even know how to hold the 2 needles and the thread or what you do. I would never put myself in a knitting group. I mean, I would be called out as a fraud from the moment I tried to get in there and act like I was a pro knitter, and I'm not. So I'm putting myself not in those groups. I'm putting myself in groups that I can actually have a conversation about. Okay. So don't put yourself in groups that you can't have a conversation. So that's how you find people. It's really that cut, paste, and simple, you guys. It is. I feel like a lot of us are overcomplicating it. Well, how is she growing her network? Well, because she's not sitting there learning all day. She's doing, not consuming. Do consume. Spend more time doing than you are consuming. And trust me, you'll start to have a growing network. Okay. So do more. Now, there are a couple requirements for me personally when I am making connections online. Now, this might not apply to you. And if you end up being one of these people, which would be disqualified from my requirements of recruiting you, then I'm sorry, it's nothing personal. I'm just telling you, these are my requirements because you want people that you're not going to have to drag in this business. Okay? Like, I mean, I was a dragger. I had to be the person to be dragged not because I didn't know what I was doing on social media. It's because I didn't know what I was doing in this industry. I was so against Julie's methods, Sarah's methods, and I thought I could do it my own way. Well, not their methods, the other company before me, that when I got in front of Julie and Sarah and they were like, just do this, I just did. But before that, I was like a dragger. They had to drag me. And you don't want that. It's frustrating. The person never moves or they never move as fast as you want them to. And it's hard. Okay. So my requirements, if I'm looking for people, they at least have to have 1,000 followers. Followers doesn't really mean anything. And that's the truth, especially if you don't know how to monetize them. So if you're sitting here saying, I want more followers, I would sit there as a branding and social media specialist and ask you, great, do you make at least $1 off of your 200 followers right now? If you look at me and say no, then I'm going to look at you and say, then what is another 500, 800, 10,000 followers going to do for your pocketbook? Nothing. It's not going to do a thing. But for my requirement, I am looking at it from a network standpoint, because like Julie has said many times, she might bring somebody in, but it's not necessarily the person that you bring in. It's the person that person knows. Okay. That person that you bring in, you hope and you believe that they can do something, but if they choose not to, that's fine. Let them introduce you to people that can not only benefit that person that doesn't want to do anything, but can also benefit the organization as a whole. Right. So I want to know people that know people. So at least 1,000 followers. The second thing is that they were active on the platform, like today, not a week ago. If you go to a profile and that person didn't post, but like 3 days ago and maybe 2 weeks before that, move on. Not even worth your time. Because we are in a social selling company, a social selling business. So if they don't know how to socially sell or socially share, I should say, they don't have to know how to socially sell. They just need to know how to socially share. God, try saying that 10 times fast. Then it's just not even worth my time. The last requirement is that they are using multiple features within the app. What I mean is they're not just posting pictures, but they're also posting pictures and carousels, you know, the multiple photos, or they're doing reels or IG lives, or they have stories, or they have guides, or they respond via DMs. Not like I'd be able to track that, but like they're actually using the platform. Okay, this is important. If they check all three of those, they get a connection from me, a follow from me, and they potentially get a message from me. Okay. Now, those are the requirements. Okay, now sorting conversations. This is one of the questions that people were like, how do I sort conversations? I'm curious by the comments, if you can comment in the chat, do you have a business page on Instagram or do you have a personal? Just say yes if you have business, just say personal if you have personal, because we're gonna do some freaking workshops. All right, Sarah, switch it to business. Laurette, switch it to business. Andrea, switch it to business. Misty, you're good. All these, Amanda, Alina, Kim, I'm gonna call you guys out. Now you guys aren't gonna put it down. Michelle, why are you guys having personal accounts? You are running a business. You have a business. Open the doors to your business. That's like me saying new mall coming soon, all the stores, everything you wanted at the lowest price possible. We're opening May 14th. Everybody gets there on May 14th and the doors are closed. What the hell are you doing? I love you guys. I mean that with straight love. But seriously, open the doors to your business, open the doors. Okay. So once, okay, no, this is a valid thing. I think people are confused about an account that's just created for Monat. Okay, we'll have to address that later. I don't know what you mean by that. But open your account business, okay? This is why you can sort your conversations easier, and there's so many more perks to having a business account than a personal account, okay? Now, I'm gonna share my screen in a minute. Let me get that up, okay? The first tip, creator is fine. Yes, creator is fine. So when you are asked to switch to a professional account, you can do creator or you can do business. Doesn't matter. Creator or business, do whatever you want. But either one of those, you're going to get the same perks. Okay. Here's the thing. With Facebook Messenger, if you don't have a business account and you're so used to using Facebook Messenger, this is what I have done. Okay. I use emojis. You know how you can change the name of a group in Facebook Messenger? Well, you can also change the name of the person in Facebook Messenger. I use emojis to let me know. So for example, all market partners get a purple heart before their name. All VIP customers, I put the star emoji before their name. So when I'm scrolling through all my messages based on just what the flippin' emoji is, I know who they are. My prospects get a black heart. Okay, because they're cold as black ice. I'm just kidding. I don't know. They just get, and actually my cold prospects, you know, the little blue, like frozen face smiley, they get that emoji for people that are like dead. Yeah, they get that. So this is how you can sort through your Facebook Messenger or even on your phone, or any messenger for that matter. But if you have a professional account, has anybody ever heard of Facebook Business Suite? Business Suite, yeah, that's what it's called. Okay, I'm gonna show you. Now I took a screenshot because I didn't want to expose my messages that I have with so many people going on in there. But I will show you what the features look like. Okay, so this is what Facebook Business Suite looks like, okay? And this is free to use. You just Google search Facebook Business Suite or Facebook Business Manager, it'll pop up. So you can look at both your messages from Facebook and Instagram in one place, okay? You can also look at your comments. Now, this is on a Facebook business page, by the way, just keep that in mind. This is not your personal page. So you don't have to be active on your Facebook business page. I very rarely pay attention to my Facebook business page. I'm just letting you know what this does. You can flip between the two and manage comments. Automated responses. Now be careful with this, because if you set an away message like I have done, and say you're in a group chat anytime somebody comments in the group chat, your away message is going to go. So like if you're a person that hates group chats to begin with, and then your message is going after every single person that's commenting. I got called out last week for that accidentally happening, and I was like so embarrassed. So be careful with automated messages. But this is what is so cool and how you can sort your contacts. So over here, I'm in a conversation with said person right here. We've been talking. There is right below where it says Instagram, all of her personal information is here that she has tied into her account. So her email, her phone number, her bio, and what she has on her Instagram account, it's all right here. Then below this, you can create labels. She's a Monate prospect. She's going to be on my podcast, and I met her on Clubhouse. So I have applied labels to her. Now, when I click Monate prospect, say I were to click that label right there, over here where it lists all my conversations and people I'm talking to, it would list only the people that have that label. Does that make sense? I don't know where the chat went, but okay, cool. Yeah. And then below that, this is so cool. You guys, you can put notes. I followed up with, Becky today. She did not respond, and put a date to it. You can keep track of notes on your contacts. This is within Facebook. This is free for you to use. This is amazing. This is what I use. Not only that, oh, I forgot to show you the best part. Oh, wait, don't look at that. Oh, wait, you can't see that. Never mind. Hold on. Let me go back. Where is it? Here we go. Let me show you this. Okay. Down here, do you see this little, can you guys see my mouse pointing? Down at the bottom where it says have responses you use often, save them here. Right there. So I have several responses like that I copy and paste all the time. They're all saved within the Facebook Business Manager. So I click that little bubble icon and it pops up, and I click the message and it sends it off to them. I don't have to type it. I don't have to copy. I don't have to paste it. I just click and send. Like genius, flipping genius. It is a separate app. And it's okay. Google search. This is the best place you're going to find it. Google search Facebook Business Manager or Facebook Business Suite. I like using it on my desktop. It's the easiest place to use it, but they do have not a googly app. They have an app for it, whatever it's called. Okay. I like working from a desktop. That's me. Okay. So this is how I organize my conversations. Emojis, even in my phone with text, or through Facebook Business Manager for Instagram and Facebook. It is as simple as that. Now, here's the thing. The only way it's going to work is if what we actually do. You have to apply the labels. You have to keep track of the notes. You have to keep track of this. If you're a type of person that has grown an organization or a business to where you're too busy, then maybe you get to the point of hiring a virtual assistant, which I am gratefully able to do, and they handle all of this for you. And then you only talk to the people that you need to talk to when your VA tells you need to talk to them. Okay? It's a great system, and it's easy to have once you get it implemented. So that is how I sort conversations. Does that help you guys? Thumbs up. Good. All right. I'm going to keep moving. All right. Get a pen and paper out if you haven't already, because you're going to need it now. I'm just going to wait a minute. Okay. All right. We're going in deep. Now, you ready? We're going to the deep side of the ocean. All right. So now, how to grow your following and boost your engagement. I see Jennifer on here. She's going to know. I don't even want to tell y'all, but if you follow me, you know, right now I've been using the hell out of Clubhouse. If you are not using that platform, I don't know what the heck you're doing, but I'll tell you what, I have a 5,000 following almost on Clubhouse, and I've only been on the platform for 3 months. I've grown my Instagram following by over 2,000 people. I have had multiple sales from Clubhouse, and it's insane. It's insane. Like Jennifer, you know, I see you on here. Like I don't even, the fact that I could even say that I'm considered a top moderator on the Clubhouse platform feels like a little crazy to me, but that's just the honest truth. Like if you're on the platform and you see my face, like you would see me as a speaker on some of these big stages, because that's what I've worked my butt off to position myself as. So utilize this platform. It's amazing. Okay. It is only available for our iPhone users, but it is coming out apparently this month or next for Android. So once you get in, just get in and take advantage. That's all I'm going to say. So how to grow your following and boost your engagement. Number one is your activity. I know that it is so important for you. You've got to decide, this is so important. You've got to decide, run with one platform right now. You've got to make a decision. You're dating two people. You're dating Facebook and Instagram. I'm going to tell you right now that you need to choose one, and you need to be loyal to one boyfriend or girlfriend for a moment. Okay. And you need to be serious, because it takes a lot of work to pour into one single platform. Now, when I say that the activity, if this is Instagram, you need to be doing, do you guys want to know the actual activity that you need in order to seriously launch your engagement and boost your following? Are you ready for this? It's going to blow your flipping mind. You're going to be like, how is that even possible? I'm basically going to give you another full-time job. Are you ready? 8 to 10 stories a day. 4 to 7 reels a week. 3 photo posts per week. 1 video per week. That means like in your grid on Instagram. Okay, 1 video, it could be an uploaded video. 3 minutes of IGTV or longer. So IGTV, remember, it can be uploaded, or it can be an IG live that you then turn into an IGTV. So it needs to be at least 3 minutes or longer, and at least 1 hour of Instagram live a week. Now that doesn't mean 1 hour in one sitting. It just means an hour total throughout the week. So me personally, I have this mapped out. Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday are my reels. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday are my photos. Saturday is my videos. Tuesday is my 3-minute IG or longer. Monday, Wednesday, Friday are my hour lives. Like, this is strategy. You've got to create strategy in order for optimum growth. And this is why I know what I know. Okay, so these are and it's a lot. This is why I say you need to pick one and you need to run with it. Because here's the thing. It's just like having 1 foot in Monat and another foot in another company. Okay, you're not giving your all to either one. So you're probably not happy where you are with either one. So if you have 1 foot in Instagram and 1 foot in Facebook and 1 foot in TikTok, and you're trying to create content for everything, you're going to get exhausted. If you want to dominate a flippin' platform, get solid with one and then start transitioning back into another. I'm not saying you never have to post on the other platforms. I'm just saying put your energy into content creation and everything into one. Like, if you don't post on Facebook for 5 days because you've been focusing on Instagram, that's okay. Or if you don't post on Instagram for 5 days because you've been posting on Facebook, that's okay. Don't stress about it. Just put all your energy into one. The next thing to help grow your following and boost your engagement is engagement. Y'all, we show up every single day posting content, looking at how many likes we get, looking at how many views we get, but we seem to forget that engaging on other people's stuff is equally as important. And I'm not talking your fellow market partners. I'm talking about the people that are not market partners. I see all of us commenting on all of our friends that are market partners. I guarantee you, if I were to open up any one of your feeds, all of your content that is in your news feed is market partners. It is not your prospects. It is not your customers, because you're too worried about what other people in your same company are doing rather than finding new people that aren't in your company. You need to be spending time engaging on people that you want to connect with and build your business. Not just hearting, not just, saying love it, like quality engagement, starting up conversations. Okay, I'm going to give this to you. Gosh. $1.80. All spelled out, dollar, DOLLAREIGHTY, 80.com. It's Gary Vaynerchuk's Instagram engagement platform. It's amazing. I don't have time to go into it, but just check it out. If you want to use it and you want to help you manage your engagement, do that. And then the third thing is strategies, kind of what I just went over with you. There's tons of different strategies. There's tons of different methods. I'm just one person giving you things that I know that works. There's going to be somebody else that's also a specialist that could give you their take and what works for them. That's something to keep in mind. What you hear from me is what has proven to work for me and my clients and my team and people that I know. And what you hear from somebody else is might be also proven to work for them and their clients and their team and what they know. It's not to say that my way is the only way and their way is the only way. It's just saying that there's different methods and different strategies. So when I said at the very beginning, pick and pull and apply at your own pace and see what works for you, do that. Okay. So don't like get stressed out because this is a lot of information and I know that. And this is just a little bit. This is like just a little bit of everything that there is. So I'm just glad it's helping a little bit. All right, hashtags. Oh Lordy, this one is just this is if you even knew how many hours I've spent on Clubhouse helping people with hashtags, I guarantee you it's well over a good 24 hours at this point. It's ridiculous. All right. Hashtags. The reason, and I'm going to say something that is really going to freak a lot of people out, but it's the honest truth. A lot of the times you guys are using banned hashtags and that is why it is limiting your engagement. Did you know that there was banned hashtags? Let me give you an example of a banned hashtag. Hashtag Valentine's Day. Yep, it's banned. Hashtag boho. So these hashtag Christmas, yep. These hashtags that we think are going to help us tap into larger networks are actually hurting your engagement. So how can you find if there's a banned hashtag? Well, Google search banned hashtags, that's one. Another way that you can do it is on your phone, if you are searching a hashtag on Instagram, which you need to be doing hashtag research, by the way, any hashtags that you want to use. Let me just say this, the people that find hashtags complicated are the people, and I used to be this person, so this is not me pointing fingers, but it's the people that are constantly trying to find new hashtags and not ever saving the ones that they've previously used. So I want you to think about all the posts that you've made over a year and all the hashtags that you've used. Imagine if you would have actually saved all of those in your notes and just copied and pasted little groups of them from time to time. I guarantee you it wouldn't be as stressful, but it's the fact that we're chasing new hashtags every post that becomes stressful, okay? So the way to look and see is to search a hashtag on Instagram and you will see you'll see like just photos without or you'll see the option to where you can follow the hashtag and it'll tell you how many followers of the hashtag there are. If you see the follow option and the follower number of the hashtag, it's not banned. But if all you see are photos with no like ability to connect further with that hashtag, it's banned. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If not, you can just ask me later. Okay, so that's one. The next thing, this is where you're going to need a pen and paper, and this is going to be a lot. I'm going to try to just make this really quick. I don't have time to go into all this, but let me just say that there's a lot, but it's a good thing. It's an amazing thing because you guys are going to walk away like super knowledgeable, and I don't even know where my notes are. It's okay. I know it off the top of my head. Okay. So there's 3 types of hashtags that you want to use when you are making a post. You want to use 10 that are niche specific. You want to use 10 that are customer specific. And then you want to use 10 that are post specific. So what do I mean by that? So 10 niche specific, but here's another thing. This is where it can also hit your algorithm. So post specific, let me give you an example. If I was sitting in a coffee shop in Dallas outside, okay, and I took a picture of me sitting in a coffee shop, the algorithm, you guys, we're always chasing the algorithm. Let me tell you something about the algorithm. The algorithm is artificial intelligence, meaning it is constantly changing. You wake up every single day And every single day is not Groundhog's Day. You do things different ways. You wear different clothes. You might have a coffee one day. You might not have a coffee another day. One day you might wake up at 9 o'clock. The next day it might be 9:05. Every single day you have something different. That is what the computers are reading. It's our behavior, how long we look at a post, how long we look at somebody's profile, why we click like, why we click heart, why we comment this, why we comment that. We're chasing after an algorithm that nobody really truly knows, not even Instagram. And I know I know direct people that work at Instagram and work on their analytics. They don't even know themselves. I'm just telling you. So stop trying to chase the algorithm. But what you can do, what the AI, the reason I say that is because if I post a photo in Dallas at a coffee shop, but I hashtag San Francisco, the metadata, which is the coding behind a photo, every photo has it when you take it and you post it. The metadata of that photo has location coding to it that Instagram's algorithm reads and says, nope, that photo was actually taken in Dallas. It's not taken in LA or San Francisco. And she's trying to tap into a market that has nothing to do with the photo. We're going to limit the engagement on her post. So make sure you are using hashtags that are relevant to what it is you're posting. Okay, now you don't have to use all 10 in each area. This is just a guide. Okay, so if you use only 2 in each category, that's fine. But 2 for your niche, 2 customer specific, and 2 post specific. Maybe it's, hashtag Nike t-shirt if I'm wearing a Nike t-shirt, or hashtag built-in shelves. I don't even know. Something. The next thing is based on your following. Okay. Okay. No, I'm not going to do that. That's too much. Let me do this. Let me give you an example of hashtags and how you want to use them. There's small, medium, and large hashtags. Small are 100. When you search a hashtag and it shows you how many uses it has, like it says 1.4 million uses. Small hashtags, which are the best ones to use, are anywhere from 100 to 100,000 uses. Medium hashtags are anywhere from 100,000 uses to 1 million uses. Large hashtags are 500,000 uses to 1 million plus uses. If you are using hashtags that have 1 million plus uses, which a lot of us are, that's like you being a blue marble in the middle of different shades of blue marbles, okay? But there's like millions of them. What are the chances that somebody's gonna find your marble in that bucket of other marbles? Very slim to none. So it's very, very important to use smaller to medium hashtags, especially if you have a smaller following, so that you're targeting those exact people that you need to target. I'm gonna give you an app that does a really good job at reading a really good job of reading Instagram's current algorithms, because it's running with Instagram's algorithms and it's changing as fast as Instagram, and it analyzes hashtags. It does cost something. And I think it's like, I can't remember. I think it's $9 a month, but it's worth it if you want to go on Instagram and you want to use hashtags. I pay for it. I have no affiliation, but it's called hashtag Slayer. All one word, hashtag Slayer, SLAYER. Yeah, Ricky said $9. So basically, it takes a minute to kind of understand how to use it. I was confused at first, but you search hashtags, you analyze them, and then you can put them into little catalogs. So then you can group them later. If you don't know how to use it, just YouTube, how to use hashtag Slayer. That's what I did because I didn't know how to use it. So those are some tips on pretty much everything. Like I said, there's a lot more to it. But I usually don't say this, but like, just follow me. I post a lot of tips on my Instagram, you guys, like every day, free stuff. Like I just give it because I want to help people. I really do. So if you want the tips, like, I'm not saying like, oh, follow me, but like, follow me. That's the best way I can say it, because I give the tips. So yeah, there's that. There's a lot. I know it's a lot. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh, this was gold. This was so good. I feel like
I'm sweating.
Facebook now. This was really, really good. And I'm glad that you covered so much on Facebook, because that's where I grew my business too. And the group thing, I have really, really totally tapped out of that, and I need to get back into it because it works.
It works. top people, like that's the thing. Like, I feel like, so I'm a systems driven person. Julie, you know this, like I create systems because systems flow. And that's one thing that all companies come out with is systems. Monat has amazing systems. If you're not following Monat systems, then like, there's no wonder you're lost, but you have to have a system for how you flow. I meet people in all these different places, whether it's on Clubhouse, whether it's on TikTok, whether it doesn't matter. Once I get the conversation going, like I said, and I connect with them and they want to learn more, I ask them if they would be okay getting into a Facebook group, just like Julie said. Once they say yes, I plug them in, and that's where I spend time nurturing. I rarely ever, Julie, post on my Facebook personal profile, ever. I don't even I never, like I have my family's actually mad at me because they're like, I never see pictures of your daughter or KK or like what's going on. And I'm like, I just don't use Facebook like that. Like, and that's okay. It's not a bad thing. Like things change and Facebook is changing if you haven't noticed it. Like there's a lot of things changing right now with social media, and it's because other platforms are coming out like Clubhouse and they're showing that people are sick of these old ways. We've got to change with the people's needs now. So just don't be resistant to change. Just figure out how you can kind of go with it and adopt new methods and just figure it out along the way. Yeah, but Julie, I'm the same way.
Absolutely. Such good advice. This was so good. I hope you guys took notes because now you have homework and you should be able to see results after doing the things that she is saying. Like everything was so good. If you need to go back and rewatch it, I highly recommend it. If you guys need to watch it back tomorrow, whatever you need to do, save this one because this is literally like, oh, she just told me what to do.
Yeah,
so,
it did.
I mean, it's really good.
Do you guys have, okay. I would love to go through the questions, but there's like a comments. Does anybody want to unmute and ask me a question? I do better that way.
Do you do anything with MeWe?
I don't. Not to say that it's not a good platform. It's just not where my audience is right now. So I choose to not really be on there. Yeah, good question though. Does anybody else have a?
Whitney, I wanted to say, I think some people were confused when you said business account. I think they thought they meant a separate account from Monat instead of making personal to then switching it to a business one.
Okay, yes, good. Thank you, Summer, for that. Yeah, so you can transform your current account into a professional account. Now, here's the thing. I understand. Okay, I'm going to say, just because I'm a tech nerd, and I'm just going to say this in the nicest way possible, everybody's worried about like people seeing their kids or their family and everything like that. Let me just tell you this. If your pictures are on a private account on any social media platform, if somebody really wants to see your children, they're going to see your children. It doesn't matter if it's private or not. I hate to burst your little private bubble and make you like really uncomfortable, but that is the straight truth. If you don't want something to be seen, the best way for it to not be seen is to not share it, period. Okay, that is just the hard, straight truth. So I understand because I used to be that person where I was like, I don't want to show my stuff. Like, I don't want people to see my baby girl because she's cute, blah, blah, blah. But then I was like, you know what? If people really want my information, unfortunately, we just live in that world right now where they're just going to find it. It's just straight up and simple. Hey, Snow, is it Snow?
Yes. Yeah, Snowy. Hi. Snowy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all the information. You're awesome. I just had a question about like, as far as hashtags, I know we talked about small, medium, and it's best to use the small ones. So obviously doing our research, but what about like, for example, I live in Denver and I want to attract more people looking for Denver market partners to purchase the products from, or either to become a market partner. Like, what is a good hashtag that you would recommend? Or would you want to use something that's already pre-existing out there?
Yeah, so good question. I love this question, but honestly, like, let's think about it really quick. People aren't really looking for market partners, right? They're probably looking for the products that we sell. So maybe shifting your thinking, because I know what you're trying to say, but maybe shifting it in the perspective of what is the product that those people are looking for? Are they looking for naturally based shampoo or clean green products? Or, you know, things like that, where you can kind of still target those people. But I guarantee you a lot of people aren't looking for Monat Market Partner.
Okay, gotcha. That's really helpful.
Yeah, that was a really good question. Go ahead, Jennifer. I see your hand up.
Okay, so I was once trained that for hashtags, some of them you should carry over, like for your pillars, like if you have 3 to 5 pillars that you post about all the time, some of them that you should carry over all the time. So the people that are following those will see that you are sharing about other things. For example, I'm a military spouse. So mil spouse is a very popular hashtag. But if I'm posting something that has absolutely nothing to do with that, should I not post that hashtag?
You're going
like,
to get
shadow
banned that way.
Okay.
Very good question. So here's the thing. Yes, you can share that hashtag over and over and over again, but you want to make sure that it's not in the same order as previously used. For example, you're not copying the same group of hashtags and pasting them in the same order, the same way in every single post, because Facebook looks at you as being lazy. You know, not just you, I'm saying just all of us, because I've done this too. Trust me, I've done this a million times back in the day. So you want to shift up the order. And this is why I like hashtag Slayer, because you can save all these hashtags and like put them, like I might have like beauty hashtags or military wife hashtags. And when I have a post where multiple of those groups of hashtags apply, I'll check those boxes. And then what hashtag Slayer does is it pulls from each group of hashtags that I've selected that relate, and it reads all those hashtags and it jumbles up a new set of hashtags every single time. So that's why I love that, because it solves that problem. Exactly. So that was a really good question. I love that. Thank you for asking that. Does anybody else have questions?
If they don't, I would love for you to answer Chelsea's, because I think
What's Chelsea's?
She said, how did you build and get customers from Clubhouse? And I got to personally witness that this last week, because I was on a 3-way call with you. So I think that it was just really cool how you answered it to that girl on the 3-way call. You answered exactly how you recruit people and how you talk to people.
Yeah. So this is the really cool thing about Clubhouse. Okay. I am kind of blown away by the connections and people I now call friends. I'm not even kidding you. Julie asked me, I asked Julie, I said, can I get you on a 3-way call with a prospect I have? And she's like, yeah, tell me about her. I said, well, she's a retired Olympian. Her name is Kelly Gunther. She qualified the Olympics. Then she got injured. Her foot almost fell off. Then she was known as the comeback kid, had a huge story, fought for 4 years, came back, entered the Olympics again, went to the Olympics in Russia and competed, blah, blah, blah. And Julie's like, where did you meet her? And I'm like, Clubhouse. And so when we were so how that happened is, like, Kelly, I was in a room last night with Dane Cook. If you guys know him, he's a comedian. It's just so weird. Grant Cardone follows me on Clubhouse, you guys. And I had a conversation with Grant Cardone. Like, it just blows my mind. Anyways, I will ask Grant, because I've had multiple conversations with him. I'm not even joking. I'm going to get Monat in his hands. Okay. So what I did is the cool thing about Clubhouse is you have these conversations that are kind of like this, but you don't see people, right? It's just all audio. So the only way, and the way that I love Clubhouse right now, the only way for people to carry the conversation on further is to go to Instagram. So I started the conversation in there. I met Kelly, actually saw me speaking in a room where I was giving value of some sort. And she messaged me, she said, hey, I saw you on Clubhouse. It was nice to, hear you speaking in a room, whatever the heck she said. So I messaged her back and I said, oh, thank you so much. How long have you been on the platform? You guys, you can ask the same stuff on Instagram. How long have you been doing what you do? How long have you been growing your Instagram account? I love your feed. Like, how long have you been living where you live? Just ask questions. Just like, we're people, we ask questions, we be curious about somebody. So we just got the conversation. Long story short, she told me that she's trying to get her story out there as an Olympian, because here's the thing, and this is most common with a lot of athletes that I'm coming to find out, is they spend 20 plus years being an athlete that when it's time to retire, they have no freaking clue what to do with their lives, you guys. They don't know what to do. And Kelly wouldn't mind me sharing this because this is part of her story and what she's trying to get out there, but she's more than just an athlete. She has a lot to offer the world. And that's what she's trying to do, is get her story out. So when you also not only ask questions, but second key to recruiting and recruiting well and connecting with people is listening. What are 2 things she said? I'm struggling right now because I don't know what to do and I'm trying to get my story out there. Well, shit, excuse my language. What are 2 things that we do, people? We make money and all we do is share our stories over and over and over and over again. So I said, look, girl, I don't know if this would be for you or not, but I would love to share more about what I do and have you meet one of my business partners. If it's for you, great. If not, no big deal. Would you be open to getting on a 3-way call? She said, absolutely. Got her on a 3-way call with Julie. She asked this question. Well, how do I get people from like Instagram and stuff over to like 3-way calls like this? And you know what I said? With Julie on the phone, I looked at her while we were on Zoom and I said, well, how did I get you here? And I sat there in silence. And she's just like, oh, well, I guess good point. You just asked me. That was it. And Julie, we had the conversation for like an hour or something. It was like a really good call, and she's going to sign up as a market partner. She's just getting her finances in check. But it's really, we put a lot of overthinking into it, and it really gives us, it paralyzes us. It stops us from taking any action because we overthink. So I hope that answered your question. Clubhouse is not the place to be spammy. That is right. Here's the thing. Keep this in mind, and I want you to say this to yourself before you post. Content that serves is content that sells. If you are making a post asking, you're not going to sell squat diddly poo. But if you are giving value and educating and serving people and letting people know why they want your product over what your product is and how it can benefit their life and how it can make them feel and how they can emotionally tie themselves to that product, you will sell. It just takes practice. So content that sells is content that serves. And if you see your post and it is not content, or content that serves is content that sells. So if you're looking at your post and it doesn't serve anybody, then don't post it. Don't post it. It's not worth it to you. You're wasting your time. Does anybody else have any other questions?
Yeah, so I had a question regarding like groups on Facebook and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of wondering, like, what do you do in regards to like eventually reaching out to somebody about the products or the business through groups? Because I know a lot of the times, like in the group rules, people are always like, no selling or blah, 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 whatever. So like, do you just connect through them through the group and then like also outside of the group, and then that's how you eventually reach out? So you just like are finding them through the group and then talk to them after, if that makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good question, because cold messaging people is not a bad thing, but it can be a bad thing if not done correctly. The only time, and I'll get to your answer, I'll answer your question in just a minute, and then we'll wrap this up because I know we're getting over an hour. But the only time I cold message somebody, like straight, just directly ask them, is if it's somebody that has like hundreds of thousands of followers and that I know is probably a big person in their industry and just doesn't have time for small talk, right? So I try to find their email and I email them. Okay. And I straight shoot it like, hey, came across your account. I think that you would be amazing at what I do because you're already pretty much doing what I do on a daily basis. I would love to share with you how I do this and to see if it's a good fit. If yes, great. If no, no big deal. So that's straight cold messaging. I very rarely do that. A lot of my connections are, I have to build that relationship. So in the groups, I never post in, so there's some people in this group, or not in this group, but in this business that do this and they do it very well. This is just my method and I don't do it. I never post like Monat flash sale in a group, even on days that they allow promotional posts. I don't do it. What I do is I put myself in groups like blogger groups or like social media groups or branding groups, things that I'm knowledgeable on. And I'll see people's comments and I'll engage, not even Monat related. I'll build relationships in the group through commenting, through adding my own value that's not even about Monat, but that relates to the group. So people start to see my face as somebody that can contribute to the conversation. Then what I'll do is I'll message you if you're in the group and I'll be like, hey, Lauren, maybe you've been in the group and I've been seeing your face for like 2 weeks. I'll be like, hey, Lauren, we're in the same knitting group. I just wanted to make a formal connection outside of the group. My name's Whitney and I love connecting with new people. How long have you been in the group? And I get the conversation started just like that. Because once you have a conversation started outside of the group, then you can start asking more questions. Well, where do you live? Oh, cool. Do you have a family? Oh, that's awesome. How long have you been doing what you do? And then you ask things like, what do you love best about what you do? Oh, well, I like it, but I wish I had, more time at home with my kids. Oh, well, really? You should take a look at what I do because it's been able to help me do that. But I also do have a full time. So you'll find things that you can relate with and then the time, but you'll never know the time if you don't ask just normal day-to-day questions. We think that if we meet people, we've got to go straight for like the kill. And sometimes we do, but sometimes like you got to like wear your prey out a little bit before they're ready to be like, okay. I mean, that's a gruesome analogy, but I hope you get it.
Yeah, that was super helpful. Thank you. I was just like confused as to where you make the connection with that person outside of the group where you met them. So yeah, that was a great explanation.
Like in the private messages, but try to make the relationship, make yourself known in the group first. And it takes a minute. And that's the thing. That's what we don't like is time. We want to get straight to it. But here's the thing. If you're doing this every single day, it's a snowball effect. Okay. It's just going to take a lot to get started. But once your snowball starts rolling, you're going to be fine. So I hope that was helpful. I know it was a lot of information. Julie, do you have any questions?
Dude, that was so good. I just want everybody to listen to this over and over until they realize this is how we become where we're at. Like, this is it. This is the stuff that it really, really takes to build your business.
Yeah.
It's connecting with people, and Facebook was my jam. And I guess I'm going to jump over on Clubhouse. You're killing me. Fine.
Come over to my rooms, you guys. I give free, Jennifer knows.
I think I've actually a couple of times and popped in and I hear stuff and I'm like, that's Whitney. And I'm like, what happened? And like my phone was just talking to me with you. And so, because the notifications pop up sometimes. So I've never actually
blows my mind the conversations I've had with people.
Yeah, I'm ready to roll. Let's do this.
Like, just come and hang out with me in Clubhouse and see how we do it, because there is a method. But I will say this, the only way you're going to grow on Clubhouse, and we can have a whole Clubhouse training one day, but the only way once you get yourself on that platform is if you position yourself on what's called the stage and you ask questions or you give value. Because speakers on the stage, which I'm usually one of them, they'll open it up for the people that are in the audience to come up and ask questions. And when you come up and ask a question, that's how you get recognized. And the more you do it, people start seeing more of you and more of you and more of you, because right now it's a little bit cutthroat. People are trying to crawl to those top spots. I'm one of them, not going to lie. I'm being super cutthroat. In fact, Jennifer knows. Jennifer was the one that told me about Clubhouse. And I told Jennifer, what did I tell you? I was like a Monat market partner that didn't want to join the business. I was like, I'm not getting on that crap. Clubhouse is it's not cool. That's for like slow people. I'm just kidding. But then I got on it and now I have a problem, but I'm taking full advantage of it. And it's working. I'm almost at 3,000 follower increase on Instagram because of it.
That's amazing.
Blows my mind.
Whitney, what is your Instagram address because I just looked it up and there's other Whitney K's.
Do you see my Zoom name right now where it says Whitney K and then it says Social savvy influencer.
Influencer. Okay.
Hey,
Is
y'all, that is a good tip. Just so you guys know that. Jennifer's done it. Change your Zoom name to your Instagram handle. Do you know how many meetings I've been in or Zoom trainings? Like I'm in Eric Worre's. I have a year-long mentorship with Eric Worre, and I'm in group trainings all the time. And I gain followers just by simply having my Instagram and not even saying a word. Because we're in a social media world. So advertise yourself at all places. Okay. All right. If you have questions, you can fall in my DMs, but I don't know how soon I'll get back if that's an honest answer. They're kind of flooded, but I'll try. And I'm glad to be able to do this, Julie. Thank you.
Oh, it was so much value. I hope you guys got good out of it. I know I sure did. You're amazing, Whitney.
I appreciate you. Anytime.
I'm pretty impressed. That was incredible.
I'm happy to do it again. Just ask.
Oh, I'm sure everyone will want you back soon.
Oh, by the way, I would just say this. Okay, sorry. Let me just say this because I'm like super excited about it. So Clubhouse has this feature to where speakers, if you're speaking now, only Jennifer, did it roll out for everybody yet? Or I don't think it's out for everybody yet. The pay feature. So Clubhouse has, so if I'm speaking on stage, which I do every day of my life, and this is exactly what I'm going to do after I get off here, I'm going on to Clubhouse and getting in a room. People can tip you, like pay you directly for speaking and adding value. I make money every day just by sharing stuff and speaking on stages. But here's the thing. Instagram caught wind of it, and Instagram just rolled out this feature to where now people can pay you on Instagram every time you go live, and it's called Instagram badges. So when I say content that serves is content that sells, if you're showing up live, now they're incentivizing you to go live. You know, all these years that Julie said, gotta go live, you gotta go live. And you're like, I don't wanna do it. Well, if you know people can pay you for it, you might wanna get on there and do it, because I'm telling you what, you make money for like showing up. Like they're finding ways to pay people just for going live. And I am taking advantage of it. I'm going to be like, money's coming in everywhere.
Been monetizing and capitalizing on us for long enough. I think they can handle it.
It's insane. There's so much more stuff too, but I'm going to stop there. That's just where I'm going to stop. We can have a training 2 one day.
Round 2. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Whitney.
You're welcome.
Amazing. Thank you everybody for getting on. And yes, I will post the recording in Telegram, and I'll also put it in the team page. And Whitney.
All right. Bye everybody.
Thank you guys.